We're back, baby! It's been a hot minute since we've been out here. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Sarah Sutton. I'm an indie author of 4 young adult romance books. Check out the covers back there. It ranges from friends, lovers, to fake relationships, to second chances. So definitely go check them out. I'll leave the link down below. Signed copies are still available. They're available on all platforms, so Amazon, Apple, Barnes & Noble, Kobo, ebook, paperback, and in audio. Welcome back to my channel. I'm also repping the merch today. I'm probably procrastinating. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you would have seen my post about how I feel about procrastinating. So go check that out on Instagram. And if you're not following me and you wanted to, you can tap that follow button. It's been a hot minute since we've been out to the shed, and I feel all this creative energy just like washing over me. So I'm excited to be filming out here again. I'm excited that it's getting warm again. So yes. But today we're coming here for how my challenge in 16 days went. So in case you missed it, I did a challenge on Instagram and on TikTok where I tried to write a novel in 16 days. Now there's a lot of reasons why I chose to do this, but to summarize it all up, I had a deadline for my beta reading for a different book. So there's 2 books we're going to be talking about today. We have Destelle's book and we have Edith's book. Destelle's book was off with beta readers until March 10th. And I had a chunk of time between, I think it was the 22nd of February, or was it 23rd? I don't know. The end of February to the March 10th. So I had a chunk of time where I'm like, I don't know what to do. I could have taken the time off, but did I? No. Instead, I decided to draft a novel in that amount of days, which is kind of insane. Well, my goal was to finish the novel, but I did do a number value where I wanted to hit 50,000 words at least, which I did hit 50,000 words, but I did not finish the novel in time. Which, if we're being honest, is okay because I didn't need to be pushing myself that hard anyway. But it was still fun to try and attempt, and I really did get a nice chunk into the manuscript, so I'm happy with it overall. Over on Instagram, I asked you guys to ask me questions if you had any questions about the 16 write a novel by March 10th challenge. Initially, I was calling it Write a Novel in 16 Days challenge, but I got my math wrong, and I was pretty sure it was 17 days. So I'm just calling it the Write a Novel in 16 Days challenge, but it's fine. I think it was technically 17, but I didn't really do anything for the last 2 days. Once I hit 52,000 words, I just kind of stopped. So anyway, I want to hop into the questions because you guys asked some great ones, and I want to talk to you guys more about the challenge and everything about it. Why did you want to challenge yourself with this? And the answer is, I had that chunk of free time in between where I definitely could have done something, or I could have even taken the whole time off. I did want to just kind of keep writing, keep the momentum going. I don't like not having a project to work on. I really don't. I feel like I am just floating around in space doing nothing. So I definitely wanted to work on a different project, and I just decided to do this one. And Sarah also asked why 16 days, and I chose 16 days because that was the length of time before I would get the beta reads back, and I wanted to get as much as I could done in this different novel before I had to start beta reads. And I had to start beta reads at that time because of other deadline constraints that are kind of looming over my head right now. To complete this challenge, did you write the whole day or did you take long breaks before resuming again? So my writing process is kind of a bit all over the place. So this question is kind of tough to answer. For the most part, I think I wrote in consecutive stretches. I usually write from 8 p.m. to the rest of the night until whenever I go to bed. Sometimes that was 2:30, sometimes it was midnight, so it just kind of varies. There are also days that I started earlier in the day, so maybe like around 2, and when I start earlier, then I definitely do take breaks because I live with my parents still, so when they come home from work, I want to talk with them and interact with them. So I usually take breaks if I start early in the morning, but if I start at nighttime, they usually go to bed around like 10 or 11, so I can have the whole rest of the night to myself. Did you feel burnt out or just tired? I definitely just felt tired, but to be completely honest, I didn't really have any negative, like I never felt burnt out, I never felt stressed about it, and I think that's because when I went into this project and challenge, I told myself, I'm not taking this too seriously because I know me. If I challenge myself to do something, I would bust my butt to be able to do it. And if I don't complete it, I would be devastated. So I went into this thinking, okay, Sarah, listen here. Whatever you get done, that's enough. You're not going to stress. You're not going to overthink it, you know? So I kind of went into it with that mindset. The fact that I documented it every single day was super exciting as well because it was just so fun to be able to interact with you guys every single day about the project. I loved reading your comments, and it kind of made me look forward to writing because I knew I would be able to interact with everybody the next day. Emily says, I loved this and definitely want to try it. How did you utilize/organize your time? And this kind of goes hand in hand with when did you fit in the time to write, and I'm fortunate to right now I have a part-time job and I have freelance. So my freelance editing work I can do whenever I can get it in. So that's easier to manipulate to organize my time-wise. And then my part-time job, I don't work every single day. So I feel like where I'm at in my life right now, this challenge was definitely doable for me because I have such free reign over the amount that I do in a day. Does that make sense? So I kind of just blocked it off where if I had days where I had heavy editing days for my freelance work, I would write first, because after I heavy edit or heavy beta read, whatever I do, I don't feel creative enough to dive into my manuscript. I feel drained, I feel tired, I just want to take the rest of the night off. So I always made sure to start the writing first and then to finish with the editing. That way I don't feel like overly tired at the end of the day. Like, writing kind of energizes me, so when I stop for the day, I can dive into edits and that can be fine. How are you able to get so much writing done in a day? How many hours did you write a day? And that kind of goes hand in hand with the other one. I do have a pretty easy schedule in my life right now, which I'm very thankful for. How many hours did I write in a day? I don't really know. It varied every single day. I never really kept track of the time. But I do know that I think every single day, except for maybe 1 or 2 days, I wrote above 3,000 words a day. Because that was the amount that I had to achieve to hit 50,000 by the deadline. I think it was like 3,175, So that was just how I did it. Once I hit the word count goal, you know, then I could stop. But I didn't really time my writing sessions. Next question. Did you plan/outline your scenes before, or is that included in the 16 days? No, actually, I actually started outlining it on the very first day. So if you guys know me, I'm not an outliner, not at all. But for some reason, I had the strongest urge to outline Edith's book, which is the book that I did for this challenge. I had the strongest urge to outline it because it was so crystal clear in my head that I just wanted to write it down by hand first, which is very strange for me. And I did that on the first day. So that was actually counted in the first day. And how I outlined that, I outlined the first 5 chapters first and then went from there. So it's not like I outlined the entire novel the first day. I just outlined the first 5 chapters. And then when I hit chapter 4, then I started outlining a few more chapters as well. I think I got up to outlining 18 chapters, and then I think that's where I stopped. That's where I hit my deadline date, I'm pretty sure. So the next question by Lainey, how to stay motivated. I mentioned this before. I mentioned this a few minutes ago, actually. I think it's really easy to be motivated to do something when you've got eyes on you. Let me look. So I was posting this on my Reels every day as well as TikTok. And I think the highest Reel that I got for it was 7,000 views. 7,154 views on Instagram. And I think for TikTok, my highest one was just over 3,203. So that's a lot of people watching my progress, and it's very daunting. However, it is easier to stay motivated since I do know that so many people are watching the progress. I want to do the best that I can do so I can show everybody that I'm doing my best, you know. I think that helped me stay motivated. If I did not document it, I'm not sure that I would have gotten through. It's kind of like the 5 a.m. challenge. If I hadn't been doing it every day with people who were also doing it, I'm not sure I would have succeeded. So the fact that I was documenting it every single day and showing you guys my progress and your constant encouragement really did help as well. Actually, I don't know how far I'd be without it. What were practical steps you took to keep motivated and be able to write so much? Which kind of goes hand in hand with the last one, but practical steps I feel like include taking time to myself, because nobody wants to spend all of their day writing. You may think you want to, but then when you hit a scene that is just not flowing, it sucks, you don't know what to do with it, you don't want to do it, you know? So I feel like taking time to yourself, and like if you hit a scene that's rough, just take a step back, go get a coffee, to watch a movie, you know, recharge your creative batteries. What helped me stay motivated, I think, really was the outlining as well, apart from like posting it on Instagram and TikTok. Outlining it was very interesting because typically I'm not an outliner, like I mentioned, but for this book, it was very inspirational to outline it because I knew where the story was going and I knew how to get there, and that was very fun. Also, I think the project itself was fun to write. So if you guys have read Out of My League, you will know Edith. She is Sophia's best friend, and Sophia is the main character of Out of My League. And I'm writing Edith's book. And Edith is so fun. She's quirky, she's funny, and she's just navigating her life, and it was really fun to document. So I feel like having such an interesting character and interesting story to write really did help as well. If I was writing more of a serious story, say Addie's story and Can't Catch My Breath, I'm not sure I would have gotten as much done, just because it is so heavy and it is so much you have to kind of absorb and get into the headspace of, you know what I'm saying, to be able to write it. So I do think the meat and potatoes of the story really did help as well. Did you write in the morning, afternoon, or night? And typically I wrote in the nighttime, although sometimes I did write in the afternoon. I am not a morning writer. We are not. I am not. I can't. Okay, I don't know why. I tried for the 5 a.m. challenge, but not a morning writer. I like this question. It's from behind my bookcase. It says, did you find the accountability of posting your word count helped, or did it become daunting? I would say for me it helped, although I do see how it can become daunting, because there was one day that I really was feeling a little bit off about it, and I posted a reel about it, but it was like I wanted to fudge my word count so bad because it was so low. I think all I got that day, preface, everybody writes at their own pace. I'm gonna say it again. Everybody writes at their own pace. What is a low word count for me can be a fantastic word count for you. What is a high word count for me can be a low day for you. It is okay. Everybody writes at their own pace. It is something to keep in mind with this challenge. Just want to throw that out there. There was one day I got only 1,000 words, and I'm like, that's not my daily count. That's under 3,000, you know, and I didn't want to post about it because I didn't want anybody to know. And actually towards the end, where I hadn't written any words, I didn't want to draw attention to it. I just want to be like, well, I hit 50K, I'm done now, bye guys. Definitely wanted to tell everybody, hey, didn't hit the word count that day. That's fine though. Because I do think it's kind of nice to be real with people. I like to see the realistic side of people when they have great days, when they have not so great writing days, you know? I think it's nice to be open and honest and real. And yes, it was kind of daunting to admit that, hey, I didn't hit my word count today. But I will say, actually 9 times out of 10, it really did help because it motivated me and pushed me to actually hit that word count so I could say that I hit that word count. Was there any negativity posting about this challenge? And not really. Nobody really commented on things. Someone said that it seemed like I was rushing through the story, which I guess in a way I was. I was writing a novel in 16 days, which can be rushed to some people, and that's totally okay. I go back to my previous statement, everyone writes at their own pace. But otherwise, everybody was really encouraging and supportive, and I appreciate it because this is just the drafting process. This is not like I'm drafting a novel in 16 days so I can publish it on the 17th. No way. It goes through multiple rounds of edits, beta readers, all that stuff. And this was just the first draft, so it's gonna be rough. Of course it's gonna be rough, but I wanted to get it out there so I can have it ready to be edited when I am ready to edit it. Yes. Did you outline before writing? And yes, I almost always did. I never started a chapter, I think maybe except for one chapter. I didn't start a chapter unless I had outlined it loosely. And what I mean by loosely is just like, what do I want to happen in this scene, and I'll write it out. It's really just what scene blocking, like she goes here, she says, like she feels this, she goes here, and they talk about this, you know, I just kind of get a good image of what the whole scene looks like in my head, and then I go up from there. Last question. Any tips for other writers who want to try this challenge? I definitely want to say morph it into how it would work for you, because this challenge was definitely personalized for me. I started this challenge for me. You know what I mean? It was 16 days because that was the amount of time I had on my hands. I wanted to finish my novel because I thought that I could do it. I wanted to write 3,000 words in a day because I thought I could do it, you know? So it was really personalized for me. I knew my limits. Know yours. If yours are the same, that's fantastic. If you can do more than me, that's fantastic. If you have to do a little bit less, that's great too, you know? Definitely make it what you think you can push yourself to achieve. It's fun to have like an outlandish goal. Like for this, writing 50,000 words in 16 days was crazy, and I wasn't even sure I was going to make it, you know, but I had that positive attitude in mind the entire time. If I don't make it, that's okay. And I didn't make it. I mean, I hit 50K, but I didn't finish my main goal, which was finishing the story. And that's okay, you know? I think if anybody who wants to try this challenge, definitely suit it to your needs. So maybe you want to write 25,000 words in 16 days. And I definitely say be kind to yourself. You will have days when you don't feel like writing. And if you don't want to push yourself to write, don't push yourself to write. If you feel like you would benefit from posting about it every single day, definitely do, because it really did help me out. But I do see how it can be daunting. So if you don't think that would benefit you, don't do it. So just set yourself up for success beforehand, and I'll be here cheering you on. If you try this challenge, let me know. DM me on Instagram or tag me in the photo, because for some reason, like my mentions are getting messed up. So I don't really see when somebody mentions me on Instagram. So tag me in the post where you're announcing it, because I want to cheer you on and see how you're doing. And I want to be your little cheerleader, because you guys were my cheerleaders through all this, and I'm so eternally grateful. And that's it. That is how the challenge went for me. I wrote a total of 52,000. I don't know. I prefaced that and then I realized I don't know how much I wrote. I wrote a total of 52,926 words. I really should have just pushed myself to write 53,000 words, but it's fine. In less than 16 days. I got a great chunk into my next book, and even though I didn't finish, I'm very excited to come back to it for draft 2, because what I'm doing, I'm just going to stop the draft here and then start again for draft 2, since the ending is actually going to be a lot different than what I initially planned. So it makes sense to just stop that draft and then start a new draft when I go back to it. It was a whole lot of fun. I really enjoyed documenting it on Instagram and on TikTok, and I don't think I would have gotten nearly as far as I did if I didn't have that encouragement. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. That's it, guys. Thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to tap that thumbs up button, tap that subscribe button, and turn on those bell notifications so you get notified every time I upload. Also, comment down below, would you do a challenge like this? And if you did, would it look like mine, or would you need to tweak it a little bit so it suits your needs? Would you do higher word counts, lower word counts, the same word count? Let me know, because I'd love to hear it. Also, really quick, today is the 15th, and if you did not know, I do have a Patreon, and every month I release a short story on my Patreon on the 15th, and this month I posted a short story about Vincent's point of view from Can't Catch My Breath. Now, normally I do 3 chapters from the boy's point of view, but for Vincent, I did 4 chapters from his point of view because I absolutely adored his point of view. The link's down below. It is only $1 a month, and in exchange, you get 1 short story every single month and then a shout out at the end of my videos. I'm doing it this way, so at the end of the video before my end screen, subscribe. I'm so grateful for everybody who's a patron already. Thank you so much for supporting me that way, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts about this short story. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm Sarah Sutton. I'm an indie author of 4 young adult romance books. All links down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye. I like to see the struggles. No, that sounded terrible. I missed being out in my shed so much. Yeah. I really did, guys. This lighting is beautiful. The backdrop is gorgeous, and I am just thriving. And then for me, what helped me keep